We Imagine as Light is a movie that brought Malayalam cinema to the top of the world. But not only the home audience did not understand this, but there was a lot of criticism too. Boring, poverty porn, art movie, nudity show, technically poor, wokeism, a lot of accusations. How come the majority of the audience does not understand how simple the story is? Why did Payal Kapadia use nudity in the movie? Why did Kani's Prabha reject the doctor's love? Did Prabha recognize the husband or did she pretend? Is Parvati's poverty the reason for success at Cannes? We decode all this and the main theme of the movie in this video. All We Imagine as Light is a story of three women portraying past, present, and future. Chaya Kadam as Parvati, Kani Kusrudi as Prabha, Divya Prabha as Anu. Chaya Kadam as Parvati portrays a character of a cleaner, enters the last lap of her life after the death of her husband. She is around 50-55. This could represent the struggles of older generations to maintain stability and independence. Kanik Kusrudi as Prabha portrays a 35 to 40-year-old senior nurse in the present timeline, representing the middle-aged stage of the character's life. Prabha is going through an existential midlife crisis after her husband left her. She reflects the complexities of modern relationships and career stagnation. Divya Prabha plays Anu in the future timeline, a 20-25-year-old Divya, a junior nurse in love with a Muslim boy named Shiaz, who is going through the rebellious stage of youth. She reflects intergenerational conflict, challenges in a romantic relationship, societal pressures, and cultural expectations. The first brilliant plot of the film is that these three women are facing three types of opposition from men and society. All the characters' dynamic evolution over time is presented throughout the film in a non-preachy way. Women and their struggles. This movie is about a realization that whatever these three women consider as their light is just an illusion. Parvati was the first to realize this. Parvati's problem is financial. She decides to fight against the builder under the illusion that her small house in Mumbai is her light and everything. Faced with the husband who died without revealing the house documents and the threat of eviction from the house and the power cut, Parvati has three choices. Fight against the builder, but soon realizes it's a vain attempt without documents and money in hand, and not to mention the loss of peace. 2. To go to the son's house in Mumbai itself where they all live in a single room. She refuses that too because she's not ready to give up her independence. 3rd, go back to her seaside village in Ratnagiri. All this is decided in this single frame. Taking a decision from her old house against a backdrop of modern buildings in Mumbai. To those who ask what kind of boring movie is this, here director Payal Kapadia does not bother to spoon feed the audience. Much is said in silence than in words. Next in line is Prabha's realization. Prabha's problem is mainly marital challenges, a lonely life without any love, emotional connection from an absent husband. Moreover, struggling with the hardships of the nursing profession, Prabha is gradually going into a state of depression by feeling undervalued and without any progress in her career. What she considered as light is the return of her husband. That is why she sits hugging the cooker her husband has sent her. What could be the reason for rejecting the love of the doctor who invited her into his life? There are three main possibilities. First possibility is that is she capable of new love while going through depression? Second, sure, she must have enjoyed the attention, but did she feel enough love to commit? And there is a future possibility that there is still hope for the return of the husband who is her light. Now, what made her perception change later? After coming to Ratnagiri, the joyful celebrations by drinking and dancing with Parvati and Anu brought a slight change in Prabha. Did she recognize her husband who came back from the sea? Or rather, if she recognized him, why did she pretend not to? Maybe she wished he decided to let go in case his memory failed. If the probability of her husband from Germany coming to Ratnagiri is only 1 in a million, then why did Prabha leave her husband whom she thought was her light? Although he invites her back into his life, the freedom and happiness she saw in Parvati and Anu, but also the personal freedom she experienced at the end of the inner conflict of her mind leads to rejecting him. She rejected the man who left her in his best time. Prabha finally left the husband who only wanted to come back to her during his dark time. She is finally liberated. Later, Anu has a moment of light bulb. Anu's main problem is a fear of love jihad due to her inter-religion love affair and the fear of discrimination in her family and society today. Her light is her desires and ambitions. Anu is more of a new gen rebel girl, has this illusion that those around her are an outdated generation and they cannot understand her. That's why she doesn't reveal her relationship to her mother or even Prabha, who lives with her. Anu is a new gen rebel girl. Many viewers wondered why Payal Kapadia showed nudity unnecessarily. The inclusion of Anu's nudity in All We Imagine as Light is a deliberate, proactive, artistic choice by director. There are three reasons for that. Challenging social norms. The scene aims to challenge conventional portrayals of female bodies in Indian cinema and to normalize female nudity. It seeks to portray the female body in a natural and unsexualized manner. Exploring female sexuality. Pyle represents a woman's sexuality as a natural and beautiful part of human existence without any shame or stigma attached to her body parts by society. Character development. Anu has a liberal view on love, premarital sex, and sexual organs. Anu's nudity is its representation. So when he asks if she has seen it before, she jokes, "Are you jealous?" Anu gets a glimpse of personal choice from the Azadi written inside the cave. Anu apologizes to Prabha, who discovered her secret love. Anu feels relieved when Prabha and Parvati finally accept her love. Moving forward, she decides to prioritize her own desires, happiness, and authenticity above the expectations of society. How beautifully and poetically Payal Kapadia represented women's problems, hopes, light, and solutions without spoon feeding them. This movie needs to be watched not with IQ but with EQ, that is, empathy quotient. The most brilliant performance in this movie is by Kani and Chaya Khadam. They are likely to get many international awards and recognitions. Divya Prabhas and Hrid Haroon's love scenes had an originality to it. Dr. Manoj Bhai Nedumgad shined like a charm. Let's hope they get many international projects. Finally, salute to Payal Kapadia for bringing Malayalam cinema to the world.